All right, so we're down in St. George today in this big, beautiful home. They've actually got 3 HVAC systems, 2 of which we're going to be performing ceilings on. One of them is kind of an add-on side apartment, and the other one is a finished basement. So they each have their own individual system. We're going to be sealing the supply side and the return side for both. Let's see how it goes. Primarily in the video, we're going to be showing the basement furnace system, which you can see here. We've got quite a bit of mastic on all of the seams and the corners here in the utility room, but we're suspecting that they did not do that throughout the rest of the home. Unfortunately, it's all too common for this to be the case, so just because you have some sealant right near where you can see it does not mean it is widespread throughout your HVAC system. To inject the sealant, we cut an access hole on the supply side and on the return side, where we can then insert foam plugs to make sure none of the glue gets on the actual coils. Using an attachment on our drill, we can cut a circular access hole in the supply opening and again in the return. We have this portion of the video sped up about 2.5x, but it's still pretty quick even in regular time. Once we finish cutting the circular opening, we'll get measurements to see what size plug we need to keep all the glue out of the furnace. After a custom-sized plug is cut, we insert that inside and then we'll push all the corners down to make it airtight. Not only do we use the plug, but we will actually use some specific sealing tape to make sure that no air can get down into the coils or anywhere inside the furnace. This flange is used so that we can hook up a clear section of tubing that's used to actually inject the sealant. You can see here we're attaching that. We hook to the supply and return side, which goes into a Y-junction and then right into the fan box. It's equally important to have an airtight seal at the end of each supply and return vent. We use that same foam to put plugs into each vent opening. After we finish plugging each of the vents, we will insert this blue tube, which is used to measure the pressure inside the ductwork. This is the supply side, and then we put one in the return side as well. Once everything's blocked off, we can perform the pre-seal pressure test to give us our baseline of how much duct leakage was in the system. You can see here that the sealant has already begun leaving the machine and heading into the ductwork, starting to patch holes. This rendering shows exactly what the aeroseal particles do inside the ductwork. Air pressure forces them out through any openings and creates rubberized patches at each one. This computer is the brain of the operation. It controls the machine and monitors the seal. You can see how much leakage is in the system currently, and after 7 minutes we're down to just 8% system leakage. The pre-seal test just performed showed a system loss of 23.6%, so in 7 minutes we've already made great progress. This trailer contains all the machinery and tools needed to perform an aeroseal job. The technicians work directly out of the trailer and any of the loud machinery stays here. At this point, sealant has been injected for about 13 minutes. You can see that there's almost no leakage left, only 3% system capacity. After the seal is complete, we use silicone, sheet metal, and some screws to make sure that we have plugged any and all holes created for access. And this is what it looks like after we finished patching up. On the pre-test, this system was losing 23.6% of its air, and we sealed it down to just losing 0.8%. The system upstairs started at 17.3% loss, and we sealed it down to just 1.1%. This home will now see significant energy savings and increased comfort. Duct Brothers, we seal it so you can feel it.